Greetings, humanity. Welcome to Channel Otherdoc. I am Jim. I use he/him pronouns, and this is our short campaign, Void's End. It is a spacefaring neo-noir tale using an amalgam of a few different tabletop game systems. We're using Dirty Secrets by Seth Ben-Ezra for the structure of our investigation. We used Jason Morningstar's Durance to help create our location, and for this online format, we're borrowing from In a Wicked Age by Vincent Baker for conflicts. And we'll go ahead and go around and say hi to everyone, find out who they are, and their favorite piece of I believe it's a piece of outdated technology, favorite piece of old technology that is no longer in general use. And we shall start once again with Alyssa. Hello.
Hello, it is I, your friendly internet spinner of yarns and teller of tall tales. You can find me in chat at Shawl Tales, and my favorite piece of outdated technology is the Atari game system. But, you know, I just happen to have this plot-relevant prop here.
Oh my god. Nice. Very good. Excellent. And now we will head over to Lloyd. Hello.
Hi everyone, it's me. It's your boy Lloyd. I'm just me having a good time, and a little bit short notice, but my favorite no longer used item in the public eye is the iPod, which as of this, was that what you were gonna say, Darcy? I hope I didn't like.
No, I was gonna say the same thing.
I got wrecked! You got wrecked! They discontinued it after 21 years, and honestly, it feels like it was just yesterday that I got my first iPod Touch and my iPod Shuffle, and I lived and died by those things. And I've always had one kind of in the works until I switched to my phone. It just feels like an entire era of my life is finally gone now that I know that they're no longer making them. Just kind of strange to see like technology actually come and go during your lifetime. It's incredible, really good to feel. And I can't think of what anyone else could say more than what I just said. I'll make it better. If I'm pretty sure there's no other words that could be said better than what I just said here. That's it. That's the bottom line. Done. Anyway, who's next?
Such a cow.
Brilliant. I see. So I shudder to move on, but we shall. Let us head over to Darcy. Hello.
Hi, it's Darcy at OG Hijabi Barbie on Instagram for cosplay and makeup content. I was gonna say iPod, but someone. But my backup was I was actually going to say I don't even know the name of them. We call them cassette tapes, but I don't know what you guys call them. It's kind of similar to what Lloyd said. It's growing up with these like little tapes, and you know, not being allowed to touch them, your parents' collection, and the radio in the car, and how they would just, you know, feed them in. It was like a little mouth, and you would just feed them in. And I remember like my first music tape was like a little cassette that my uncle had given me. And it's just weird to like not have to see them, and like it from transitioning from that to a CD to to I guess before I had an iPod there was like a Walkman. I had a Walkman, so it's just, I guess, kind of miss those the feel of it, the feel of the technology in your hands. I guess that's what you miss with everything in a like, digital age, the holding of the information.
Yeah.
Do you miss having to wind the tape back in with a pencil?
Okay.
Guys, do you not have rewind buttons?
No.
Like, really? Like, everyone out, or just play the other side of the tape. Or the rewind button existed.
So sometimes you didn't have it didn't go back. It would only if it was one of those more analog ones, it would only go one way, and then you got to take it out. I guess my mom would give it to us.
Some small child got a hold of it and went wee.
Yeah. Oh, brother was the culprit of that. Many tapes lost.
Or it got stuck in the player.
Ah, yes.
Fun times.
I will admit I did do that a little bit as a kid. Just to see how it worked. I wanted to know how.
I did it to happened. One empty one that I found in one of my auntie or uncle's room when I was really young, and I pulled it out and I was having so much fun. Realized how much mess I had made, and then in a panic stuffed it under one of their beds. And to this day, never had a confrontation about that tape.
It's a good thing they watch this show. It's a good thing.
Could you imagine if that's how it came out after all these years?
Yeah.
Imagine if it was someone's wedding tape as well.
That would not be good. We can't have that. We can't. But now finally let us head over to introduce our investigator, Casa. Hello.
Hi, I'm Casa. I'm on the internet. Yeah, wilding on Discord. And my piece of old school technology would be I had a sidekick because I used to write a lot while I was waiting for the boss or something, and I used to love the feel of so when the Blackberries, I also had a Blackberry as well.
Oh
just
my
having
God,
a little keyboard. It was the clicking was so satisfying. I was click.
Nice.
Some of us couldn't afford the Blackberries, actually, if you must put this out. Apparently, we're living with luxury here.
No, I got those knockoff ones, right? They don't go on the internet. You just type. I just write little stories.
I feel targeted. I did actually have a Blackberry, but it was when I was 15, 14.
It was a Blueberry.
Was it on a network? Blueberry. Blueberry.
I did. I think the feel of the keyboard that is a very nostalgic sound as well.
What was the name of the text network that was on the Blackberry?
BBM Messenger.
BBM.
Yeah, BBM. Oh man, they would shut that down whenever there was any kind of riot or anything. Nope, shut down BBM.
Yes,
people can't communicate.
Yes, they would. Oh my God,
I got my
they
phone, bro.
It down.
What am I gonna do on BBM? Are you kidding
After
me?
the London riots, for those history buffs out there.
They were shutting down BBM. That's how they're organizing. Because apparently rioters are too cheap to pay for actual WhatsApp, so they have to use BBM. Sorry, this is London nonsense. Ignore us, please. Continue.
No worries. It's delightful. Absolutely delightful. But that said, I will say that as far as one of my favorite pieces of obsolete technology goes, I think as folks, it was when this year lately, I've for some reason gotten this strange interest in telephone switchboards. As folks who saw Top of the World can probably remember, there was a fair amount of that in there. I for some reason just this interesting idea that someone explained to me once, because I saw an old telephone that didn't have a dial on it. When I was young, phones had dials on them, I'm afraid. I saw this phone that someone had in their apartment, and there was no dial, and I was a kid at the time. I was like, how did this work? And they said, well, no, back in times you would just pick up the phone and an operator would come on and ask you who you wanted to talk to. And they would ask you what city.
I saw that in Marvelous Miss Maisel. Maisel?
It's I know, this is how it worked. You'd tell them the city, and you'd tell them nowadays we use area codes, but back then it was like the city and the area, and you would say words at them, and then they would know where to connect you, and then the number, which was much shorter at the time.
For the longest time, I didn't know that, and I didn't understand in films when they would really old films where they would just pick up the phone
operator
and say the name, and I'd be like, who are they
operator.
We had
You're like,
live operators at the time.
operator? You're like,
And we
what?
still had live operators up through the, I don't know if we do anymore.
We
But,
didn't in Ghana, but when we got our phones, operators were down and area codes were up.
But, any case,
Operator.
yeah. There was a whole thing happened as a result of that. But that said, just as a quick reminder, like we do with the other games on this channel, we're going to be using the X card, the N card, and the O card. So if we hit something that's crossing a line for us, any of us can type an X in the Zoom video chat or anywhere else, hold up a card or make an X symbol, and we'll back up and do something else. If something happens that we're okay having in the game, but we don't want a graphic description of it, we can type an N in the Zoom chat, and we'll fade to black on it or put it behind a veil, so it'll be there, but we won't go into detail. Finally, if we're exploring a topic or an area of roleplay that's particularly intense for us, but we want to keep going, we can put an O in the chat to let us know we're okay, and that we're all good to keep piling on the drama. Something else we can do is put an O with a question mark after it when we're moving into a difficult topic, or if we say or we do something and then think maybe that might have been a little too much. Then everyone else can respond to that again with an X, an N, or an O to let us know if we're still doing okay. We're also using the pause. If any of us needs to take some time, we can ask for a pause in the game while we discuss things, or just take a break for as long as anyone needs. As a reminder, just a few content warnings. This game may contain player versus player roleplay and discussions of noir tropes, murder, theft, blackmail, organ harvesting, law enforcement, colonialism, and survival in a hostile environment. You can see that whenever you type !VECW in chat, and it'll be just coming by. The content warning will show up periodically in the channel as we go. And also, please remember we have an open door policy, which means any of us and any of you can feel free to step away from this at any time if we need to. It is just a game, and mental health is always more important. Today may be a tad shorter than usual, as we got, unfortunately, a late start. I was stumbling around dealing with audio gremlins, but we shall get in what we can. So let us see if we can remember. Last time, I believe we had a murder happen, as it seemed that that McCarthy, the antiques dealer, whom Bliss, the investigator, had just gone to see, had plunged to his death shortly after she had left his office, which was being raided by Mercy, the the judge advocate. She's looking for a tape. There's a, well, I don't know if she's looking for tape. She's investigating around the idea of this tape that's going to be coming into the possession of a local lounge singer by the name of Echo. Here on the planet of New Kalima, or Nuko, in the habitat of Glau way station. Trying to just sort of piece that together. It's apparently some important information about somebody that we know story-wise, that Bull, the Captain Sharp, the head of security for the Dimberdamber, the Lord of the Underworld, was supposed to be in charge of. And so that's basically just a compressed version of what's happened. And as it happens, as we're rolling on, it's come around to I am the authority for this chapter.
You have the gavel.
So I do indeed have the gavel. I do not have the physical gavel with me today, unfortunately, but I have the metaphorical one. So let me begin once again by asking Casa, what scene would you like to propose? What sequence?
Okay, so I think that, like, after everything that happened last time, it's assumed that Sergeant Lin went to the hospital, or like she stayed until she went to the hospital. So
she died.
The antique shop. Oh, was Sergeant Lin a man or a woman?
I'm making him a woman now. We cool.
What are Lynn's pronouns?
Let's make them she, her, they.
She, her?
There we go.
She, they?
Okay,
Yeah.
so they went to the hospital, and so I'm gonna go up to the antique shop and see how he fell out. Like,
all right.
How did he?
Well, I actually have a counter to that I would I think I'm going to block with. I think you're going to be on your way there, and something is going to happen.
Cut me
Well, you are
short.
not.
Okay.
You are not having a good hour.
Yeah.
I think that's going to happen. So
Yeah, I like.
this is going to be an investigation sequence. We will see if it turns into anything else. I think so. As the crowd has sort of been dispersing a bit, you have some of the Colonial Marines are back in to kind of help disperse them a little bit, without their sergeant, who is currently being repaired, perhaps,
Or dead.
or possibly dead. We're not sure. We don't know. We see that we see as you're coming through the tunnel, much more traffic in the tunnel. It's gotten a little bit later, and as it's it's coming on toward what passes for evening in this place, and so you have actually the market being set up. The people are coming in, hawking their wares in these little portable booths that they have with them. Some of them are holographic booths, maybe. Who knows? But as you're going by, and people selling various things, either legal or possibly not legal, depending on what one looks at. As you're heading back toward the foundation underneath the tallest tower, as you get to the end, toward the end of this tunnel, back in there, you will note that a couple of burly individuals are going to sort of standing there, stepped out. They're wearing sort of long coats, and they appear to be standing there, waiting for your approach.
Oh no. Okay.
You will also note, as you're looking around, that in the crowd there may be a couple of said individuals somewhere behind you. You can sort of glancing around, because I'm sure that you are very observant. You have to be in your line of work. You glance back, and a couple of similarly burly individuals in similar coats are a couple of roughnecks are also not immediately behind you, but they're close. What would you like to do?
I'm in the tunnel, right? And I'm just going to.
Yes, you're in the tunnel. You are close
I
to
have to.
the other end, the end with it that
Yeah.
goes into the lobby of the tallest tower, and you've got men in front of you, men behind you.
Is there any way I can slip beside them, like just kind of in between the people, since there's so many people, right? And they're setting up their stalls. Can I kind of I know they see me, but
Yeah, you're trying to kind of what's going to well, let me know if you wish to contest this, and we'll see how this goes. You can see they're kind of trying to as you sort of see each other, they're like they want you to come over. It looks like they want to speak to you. Are you trying to evade them?
okay. Before that, they're in long coats, but they're not in uniforms, right?
They are not.
Yeah. So it's on the other side. But okay.
And their
I'm kind
coats
of working for the
are
other
big and bulky enough that they probably have weapons under them, but they are not currently displaying those weapons.
I'm gonna take it as but what if they? Okay. I'm gonna walk towards them and kind of I'm acknowledging them and I'm walking towards them. But if they try to move me or get too close, then I'll try to run. Yeah.
Once you come into range where you can hear them, they're not stepping forward yet. So they're not trying to necessarily. They're doing the thing where big intimidating person is doing the thing to make them look intimidating. But They look over, they look down at you, and
What's up?
they say, yeah, someone would like to have a word with you, miss.
With me? Are you sure?
Yes.
All right. Who is this? Who's asking for me?
And
You won't tell me?
what they'll do is one of the gentlemen will open his coat, and you will see that he is carrying a pulse pistol of some kind, that basically has adjustable settings, so it's not it doesn't necessarily always kill, but it's a fairly, it's someone who has some means in this place, apparently.
Yeah. I'm gonna just treat them nicely. I'll be like, yeah, okay. I won't ask any more questions. I'll just follow.
You follow? Okay. So he will again. He doesn't take his gun out. He just puts it. And so the four of them will fall into step around you, and they will. as you head into the tower, I feel as though they're not going to take you very far. This just basically, but sort of on the ground level of the tower, there is. I think that you have, again. This used to be a kind of a transit lobby. Where people would come in, and they would come in from like the flying cruise ship at the top, come all the way to the bottom, and they would step out into sort of the market area, and start head into head from there into town, under the dome. But there was some storage. There were some storage areas down here, and they're leading you toward one of the storage areas. They will, if you do not resist or anything, then they will go ahead and they'll basically, someone's going to come. They're going to head over to one of the areas, sort of big, sort of metallic walls. Is going to sort of display a little, it's just like a little metal. This is a little metal card. At some point, you hear a click and a door slides open, and. One of them will sort of be going in ahead of you, and then the rest are sort of like, just sort of gesture for you to go ahead.
When I walk in, so one's in front of me, and when I walk in, can I like pretend to trip and then try to like hold on to him or like fall on him and try to get that metal thing? If he's put it away already, if it's still there. Then...
So we can attempt a we can attempt a thing.
Is that combat?
This could be a conflict.
Not the one that used it. Or yeah, it depends on who.
If you want to get one, I would recommend thinking about this. We could do a quick conflict if you want to see if that's possible. This will be probably really. I'm gonna try to do this really fast. As this is a very, very small thing you're trying to do surreptitiously. The question of whether he notices. So yeah, we can do that. Let's see how we do. So
feeling adventurous.
Let us open the conflict rules, which I have not done up until this point, so I shall do it now.
I think I remember
Yeah, so we're each going to roll to, first of all, we've got our goals here. Well, let's just make sure our goals are clear. You're trying to get the thing without them noticing, right?
Yeah, because if one of them has it, I'm guessing the other one does. So the one that didn't use it.
Yeah. So one the other guy, one of the guy who didn't have it out, right? Is that what you're?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're trying to sort of reach his pocket.
That'd be too obvious. Like
yeah. Okay. No, that's understandable. Yeah, I would say that my goal here is just to keep you at a. Oh, holy crap! Thank you very much for the gift subs, Amelia Bunbuds. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. But we're gonna go. But yeah, so his goal is basically just to like keep you at arm's length and not actually let you get that not necessarily let you get that close, or for them to notice what's happening. So,
Thanks, Amelia, love you.
what we will do is I need someone, a third party, to roll the violence die that's in the red box there. So
I got it.
Yeah, so right click on it and just multi-sided random side. Okay.
5!
It is a 5. Okay. I am so I currently have a D10. I believe you also have a D10. So we're each going to roll. Our D10s, no advantage right now. I'm gonna. Well, do you want to use violence or no? All right. Are you aiming for violence or not?
No.
Okay, then you will be rolling your violence die, which I know sounds weird, but that's it. Just it keeps random. You're not trying to match the violence die that's in there necessarily. Okay. All right. Let's do it. Okay.
7, 2.
Okay. And I'm rolling my violence die. Okay, so I've got my violence die is currently a 4. I'll go ahead and grab that one that Darcy had. Your violence die is currently... no, I'm sorry. Your violence die is currently a 4. Here, you can have that one.
My violence die.
My violence die is currently a 3. So my violence die is currently a 3. So let's see. You've got a 7 and a 2. I have a 7 and a 6, which means that I'm leading on this one. So the challenge. So my challenge is just basically that as you're sort of stumbling, coming in, trying to get through the door, you sort of try to do that thing where you want one of them to sort of reach up and help you. And he doesn't buy it so much. He starts sliding back a bit to the left, but again, you still have a chance. There's still that happening. So what you would at this point tell me is set up your answer. So you get to roll again to see if you can defeat what the dice that I have that stand.
So the conflict roll again?
Yeah, so you go ahead and do the conflict roll again.
But no...
With...
dice, no violence.
Well, no, you re-roll the violence die. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So you got an...
that one.
So you got an 8 and a 4 this time. Which means that you actually are doing better. So you roll your roll. So let's see. You matched or beat, but not by double. So you win the advantage. You're going to receive an advantage die to roll next round. We symbolize that by you can go ahead and grab one of those little blue dice in the underneath and put it into your banked advantage, if you wish. And so you can, wait a minute. No, I'm sorry. I apologize. I lie. It's not that. That's something else. I'm sorry. Still getting used to it. You're going to have advantage next round. You will have an advantage die next round, is what's going to happen. That's a thing that only happens in a moment, in the second round, possibly. So you're going to get an advantage die next round. So describe just in a little sliver of what it is your answer is, what it is you're doing in this situation that gives you a little bit of an advantage going into the next round.
I just bat my eyelashes at him a little bit and turn on the charm. And
okay.
Get closer.
Yeah. So yeah, he seems to be responding to that. Good. Okay. Second round. So we are again going to roll our dice, including advantage dice, any advantage die that your advantage die. And as before, the higher roll will stand. So let's go ahead and roll again. So I have no advantage dice. You have one advantage die. I'm sorry?
Okay, so I just put 1 in when it comes to advantage dice.
Yes, one advantage die.
And then the violence again?
And yes, roll the violence die, because we're not aiming for violence, so we still have it in our
Okay, got it.
control
I
here.
just-
Oh, I rolled very low. Let's see.
Ooh.
So your advantage die adds to your 6, so you have a 10. And so you have more than doubled my my total. I got a 2. So you're winning this round outright. So
She got that charisma.
yeah, it's actually the thing is that's going to kind of end the scene, and I didn't want to do that, but we'll
What?
we'll do a little bit. Yeah, I know. We'll do something here where I can. There's a character in this scene. I wish to I wish to speak. If we can do that. If you'd be all right with that.
Of course.
And we'll sort of see how this goes. So you have, but you get to narrate the result of this challenge, unless I want to push it. Do I want to push it? I am down to a. It's in the second round, so I am down to a D6.
Chances are I probably won't do any better than I already
Yeah.
did.
I don't think. Yeah, let me see here. Where the higher roll stands, the player narrates their challenge. The other player rerolls their dice and the results are the same way. The player's primary form die is smaller than... Yeah, okay. No, but yeah, we didn't make it that far. We did the die type adjustment, and... Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and... Yeah, I'm just going to leave it. I'm going to leave it. So go ahead and tell us what happens here.
Yeah, I'm gonna just kind of grab onto his long jacket and kind of just I'm so sorry, and he'll be looking at me, so I'll just put my hand in his pocket, like his jacket pocket, be very subtle about it, and then just I'm so
All right.
clumsy, I'm so sorry. Yeah.
And let me actually take a look. So in the end, by the way, my violence die was at a 5. Which,
It matched.
yeah.
So you slapped me away.
Well, let me take a look. My violence die was at a 5, and yours was at a 2. So let me see. You rolled a 5 and a 6 and a 4. So there are 2. Here's the thing. Here's the crazy thing. Yeah. There are 2. So you have a 5 in your of dice that you rolled.
D10. Yeah.
And we have 2 5s for violence right now. So in addition, you need to... So this may actually end the scene in a moment. Anyway, someone receives violence as a result of what happens. Someone in the scene. There is a character in the scene with a capital C. You will see, as you're stumbling in, you'll see sitting at the back of this room between a few just sort of he was sitting at the back of this room. Maybe he's further into the room. Or maybe he's approaching the door, perhaps. You get to help us with narration here. Is Bull.
No, that's not it.
The Denver Danvers Captain Sharp is here to talk to you. So if you wish, you may do... Well, you have to do violence. Somebody has to receive violence as a result of this.
Can I bite the bullet and just
2 points of violence. So how does it? It doesn't have to be something your character does directly. It could be an accident. But someone, Bull probably is getting hurt. How do you think it happens? As you see, he's there and he's ready to ask you questions.
Maybe I'd fall into the clumsy trick, and as I'm walking towards Bull, or he's walking towards me, like I just trip on him. Is that considered violence?
Well,
I just fall
let's
on
look
him.
at the violence table real quick. The violence table is there under the handouts. I should specify. I'm sorry, I didn't need to specify. So 2 points of violence. Seriously injured, requires medical attention.
Okay. Oh no.
Might I recommend?
Yeah.
Does someone try to do a hit on him right now? Or something. Or just something that maybe something that looks like an accident of some kind happens. There are plenty of crates and stuff around here. Lloyd appears to have an idea also, if you'd like to.
I feel that that's really cool, but that could be the end of the next scene, because otherwise Bull won't get a chance to say anything before he gets shot. I feel like we should be able to hear Bull out,
Oh, okay.
and then at the end of the scene, at some point, an assassination of any kind, depending on what the director wants, should end the scene. That's what I feel like should happen. I don't know if that's how violence works.
Violence usually it's you have to narrate it as a result of the end of the conflict, basically.
But it doesn't have to be Bull. It could be anyone. Like maybe
It can be.
something happens outside.
It has to be to a character with a capital C. So right now, yeah, we have established people of interest. Here, we could say that someone else is here, or we could say that someone else, as a result, who's not here for some reason, is getting hurt. We don't know why. But one of the characters we already have on the board, preferably. Unless you want to suddenly introduce another character, which we could do.
Oh, like I want to know what Bull has to say, but if someone has to, maybe like one of the could be turned.
Do you think it's one of his own people?
Yeah, that like gets hurt.
So do you want to say that maybe he gets a little bit out, he talks a little bit, and then it happens? Do you want to say that, or?
Or you could say that someone's going after Bull, but then his guards take the shot or take the violence. Oh no, he doesn't have to have it, right? Just someone has to have it.
Someone, yeah, preferably. Well, it needs to be something like one of the major characters.
Oh yeah, right. You just said that. Anyone got any?
You can kill off extras as much as you like. But,
okay.
Did you necessarily want someone to die though?
Oh no, they're not going to die. They're
Like
just going to be seriously injured. That's
just
where the
like-
violence came out to.
Ah,
Nice. Requires medical attention. What if? I don't know, but that's just a bit like random. It's just like. Just thinking about like.
is it possible to introduce a new character here?
If the losing player did not push, the conflict is over. There's a conflict sequence ends after the conflict is finished, including all resulting narration. We have a bit of leeway here in how much narration we want there to be, so it can be we can say more stuff happens before we actually end the scene. One recommendation I could have is you have your little conversation, and then as he's stepping out, maybe someone injures him.
Yeah. Okay. If that can work, then that would probably be.
You want to do it that way?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So if you want, we'll go ahead and we'll just do a little bit more. If it's okay with folks, we're going to do a little bit more RP, and then the scene will end with him getting hurt. Keep in mind.
We literally can't stop you. It's literally your channel. There's nothing we can do.
That's fair. But
I mean,
just
we
want to make
could
sure.
log out of the call.
That's true.
Not gonna stop it though. So
No.
So we'll go ahead and we'll do that, and then we'll do and just keep in mind, Cassie, you actually have authority in this for the rest of the scene, so technically, so we can we'll see how this goes.
You're the boss now.
So I'll just suggest sort of as you're sort of entering and these sort of thing. Yeah. Bull will sort of step forward, and whom you've had him described to you, I think, by this point. You never actually probably haven't laid eyes on him, but this is for the first time. So he's got kind of, I imagine he's got sort of why do I imagine him wearing a military beret? For some reason I do. But he's
I think maybe I kind of pictured him as like I don't know why, but like a bulldog, but with the beret and like a cigar
kind of.
as well, with like, bullets across the chest. I don't know why. That's just
Well,
like what.
he doesn't. I don't think he's going to be that obvious when he's going through town. But he'll have. He just basically has this He just wears this. He wears a sort of beret, but then he wears sort of these khakis, and with a dark coat over it, which is more sort of a sort of a more expensive sort of almost leatherish coat, and sort of will. But he looks like he's been stuffed into it, as he kind of steps forward, and he'll say, "So, you're Bliss, right?"
That's me. I don't think we've had the pleasure. You must be.
Yes, I must. They call me Bull.
Pleasure.
So, we can do this. I don't have any designs on you here, he says, as he sort of... Anyway, yeah, he will go ahead and pull out a cigar, why not? As he's just sort of looking at it. And this is, you note, based on what we said about smoking last time, this is rare to see. He doesn't actually smoke it, he just holds it in his hand. He'll say, so... But I do need to know what you are currently up to, because you have just come into town and you are asking questions about very particular things. And I need to know where we stand with you. Does that seem reasonable?
I nod in response, and I pull out my vape. I kind of just hold it, just like him, and then it's like, I understand why you have questions. I would have too, you know. It seems like tough times you're under here. I'd like to call myself a concerned citizen. You know, I have heard about your troubles, and I just can't have an itch that needs to be scratched, and that's only by righting the wrongs that I see in the world.
Is there a particular wrong that you're trying to right now?
Well...
Because we have an interest in that, too. There is a particular wrong we're interested in righting, and I would like to know what your intentions toward it are.
I think we're on the same page here, Bull, if I can speak freely. I understand that some things are important, and when they're just taken from you, you know, you have to do anything to get it back. I respect that, and I'm trying to right that wrong.
What was your business with the antique dealer?
Other than this piece, this little beauty here, and I kind of take a little puff, not really, but just, and then I just was trying to follow up on some questions that I had for him.
Did he give you anything or indicate anything to you?
Not enough, I'm afraid. I felt terrible seeing him the way he was. I feel like we didn't even get a chance to speak before Judge Advocate Mercy came in.
Yeah, that did happen pretty fast, didn't it?
Oh, so you know, then...
I know a lot about what goes on around here.
Of course, I wouldn't put it...
Sometimes I think I know too much. But... And, you got into a little bit of a scuffle just before you came back this way, didn't you?
It was so quick. Like, it was so chaotic. Just out of nowhere, someone else got hurt, and I just had to see what happened. I couldn't let it go. It was just unjust.
I'm going to try to underline this for you as best I can.
Please.
There's going to be a lot more of that kind of thing happening if we don't find what I suspect we're both looking for fast. A lot of people are going to get hurt, and I do not want that to happen. And some very good people are going to get severely hurt. So, I would like to highly recommend that if you should find anything, that you get in touch with me.
Absolutely. Actually, I wouldn't mind, helping as much as I can if we could exchange a little bit of what we know. It would help a lot. You could have extra eyes, extra set of eyes.
Well, one step at a time. Yes. We'll take this slow. And he's starting to head toward the exit, and he will say, and he'll pull out his little holo device, and just sort of do that thing where he sends information in your direction to your holo device, for his contact info. He says, "You find something, you let us know, okay?"
Yeah, definitely. You're first on the list.
All right. We will be around. When there is time, we'll see about more of that exchange, yeah?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Okay. So, he's going to be leaving first.
Mm-hmm.
As he is stepping out, what do you think happens to him?
So something's gonna happen to him. Like, I guess maybe someone shoots him, but I kind of I want to be the one that takes the violence. Can I? Because I am.
Well, you have you have narration here. He is going to get hurt.
Yeah.
Seriously injured, because that's how this came out. But you get to say how it happens.
Okay, so he has to, not
yes.
Any character.
Well, yeah, or you can assign the violence to someone else, but it has to be one. It has to be like a major character. So, we can shape things in that direction if need be. But what do you think?
It's just because I want him to be in debt to me. So I thought that.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, you could.
Take it for him.
Well, you could do something where you run forward and push him out of the way, so he's not killed, but he's seriously injured, something like that.
Oh yeah. If I could do that.
You've got narration. You can do whatever you want.
So since maybe he's looking back at his guards to tell the ones to leave, and then the door is kind of opening, and then I see someone aim at him from a crowd or behind him. Cool. Something, and then I'm like, wait. I don't even say wait. I just run and push him aside, and then he kind of falls into the crates and against the wall, so he really batters his head because I just went for it.
Yeah. He's like, and you can tell that he's been hit. He is, if it's a laser pistol of some sort, then he's probably not bleeding per se, but he's probably wounded pretty badly.
And maybe it hits his guard.
Yeah, yeah, sure. Yeah, you can hurt the guards all you want. Do you catch a glimpse of who it was, or not?
It's probably someone cloaked. Right? I don't think anyone would just outrightly be like, "Hey." Yeah.
Perfect. All right, then I think that'll end the sequence. Excellent. Okay. So go ahead then, and we still didn't. No one pushed in that exchange, so you can go ahead and move the pawn by one square, and you can put another name down.
Just to clarify, what was the ending of that? Who got hurt?
Bull got hurt.
Bull got hurt. So Bliss is okay.
Yeah, Bliss is fine. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, but Bull was seriously injured. He requires medical attention.
He'll get over it.
He'll probably will. Yeah. He's got people.
We're living in the space age.
Wait, I don't remember. Sorry, but can I put the same name, or do I have to?
Yeah, you can put the same name down if you want. If you've got a name that you've already put down, you can do that.
Yeah. I have a
Ooh,
running
okay.
theory,
Mercy.
so.
Ah, interesting. All right. All right. So now let me just ask briefly. We're going to when we go into our next sequence, Alyssa will be Alyssa will be the authority for that one. Do we want to keep? Do we want to? Do we need a quick break before we go, or should we just go ahead into Alyssa's sequence?
I'm good for going ahead, mostly because we don't have much time, so I want to make sure we get it sorted.
I'm done. I'm fine to carry on.
All right, let's carry on. So, next sequence, Alyssa is the authority, and Cassie, you may propose a scene. And Alyssa may either use it or shoot it down, so to speak.
I have a feeling that the antique shop is gonna be like all closed up and stuff anyway. So, but I'm already on the way. No, I'm not. I wasn't on the way there. I was pulled aside. So maybe a time skip to when the assassin complex wanted to talk to me, and then like at the place that she wanted to meet me, so that we could talk about why she did what she did. or the going up to the antique shop. That was what I wanted to. So.
Let's see. I mean, if you want to go up and see if you can sneak back into the antique shop, why not?
Okay. I'm gonna go to the antique shop. So I'm leaving. Yeah. Oh.
Okay. So you head back up there. It's probably like cordoned off, and you might want to like check and see if there's like security cameras in the area, if you want to like try to avoid those, although I don't know how well they work or don't work up in this level. There might be like a guard or two that you might have to sneak past or charm your way past.
I don't remember exactly. I don't know if you remember either, but were there any other shops on the same level as the antique shop? Or was it just that
there's
shop?
Like a bunch of various different shops and offices and things.
Yeah.
Is there something particular that you're looking for?
No, it was just I wanted to say that was where I was going. And then have that as a base for sneaking past them.
Okay,
if
so
I'm just walking straight at them.
Sure. So you find the guard, and they're sort of like just sort of halfway keeping an eye on things, and you like indicate you're heading to this other place, and they sort of like watch you head into the door, so you sort of fake them out, and once they turn away, then you duck into the crime scene.
Okay, so they don't see me. Good. I'm wondering what it would look like. Like, would it? How did he fall out of the window? I'm guessing. Like, is it broken? Is there anything in there? Probably nothing.
So you step into the shop, there's probably been like an emergency like patch. The window's been like boarded up and sealed with, you know, vent tape to keep the atmosphere out. It probably doesn't smell too great in here, but you know, it's had fresh air cycling. So you walk in, and as you're kind of looking around and like approaching the counter to, or the, just kind of making a sweep of the shop, the hologram comes on.
Oh, hey.
So he'll sort of, so the kindly old man version of of McCarthy appears again, just sort of in the shop, just sort of looking around a little. No, this isn't good. This won't do at all.
I'll feel a bit.
This is not good. This is not good.
Did you see what happened?
Oh dear.
What happened?
I was turned off when it happened, I'm afraid. But I can see that something has definitely happened. And I am hearing certain things on the news feed.
I'm gonna hop around the bar, the counter, and kind of, I don't know, kind of turn the volume of him down just a little bit, just because I don't want the people outside to hear that the guy's talking. You
want to turn his volume down? Is that?
Yeah, I feel like he would be like really loud, right?
So,
or at least, like,
so we're going to have a whispered conversation with the hologram.
You can. I mean,
theater whisper.
I figure you could just be like, keep it down. Oh,
but I
sorry.
do also want to. Yeah. I mean, maybe there's something that he left on your hard drive or your computer. If you mind, if I could look, or if you could look.
Well, I don't know. It's what. Why would you care about that? Why are you here?
Just talking to him.
You
I was
didn't
just talking to him.
You didn't do it, did you?
No, I had left, so I got pushed out by the gov, by the popo, by Mercy. She just pushed everyone out. So but I want to know what happened. He seemed so nice. Your creator seemed so nice.
Oh. I was modeled after him, and we weren't exactly alike completely, as you no doubt noticed. Well,
do you have?
It's different. It's a difficult position, really. It's a difficult position. There are a lot of things that he knew. He didn't tell me everything, but there were some things that there were a few things needed to know. I was just the face, you see. I was just there to present something to the customers, and unfortunately, it has not does not seem to have seem to have worked out. He thought he had contingencies, I thought, in place, but they seem to have taken most everything. And he just sort of will look over at a spot where well,
you give me the.
I'm gonna ask. I need someone. I need to know from Alyssa and also from. How big a clue do a thing should I give her at this point?
I'll take my earphone out. You guys can talk.
Oh, that's fine.
Go thumbs up.
We don't know what's happening yet, so no. Yeah. But Alyssa, how big a hint or a clue, or should I like? Is she getting the tape at this point, or do I give her something else, or do I just point her in the direction of somebody, or?
It's a good question.
Maybe a tape, but not the right tape. I don't know.
I could give her a hidden cache of a couple of tapes or something that may or may not be there. I don't know if it just sort of suddenly, I don't know, would this AI be willing to part with? Might keep it out of the hands of Mercy's hands if that's important to them.
Maybe.
An idea is occurring to me.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I could, yeah. If you want, I can point an indirect finger at someone and see what happens.
Sure.
If you feel like it.
Go
Okay.
for it.
All right. So he'll sort of sit down and be like, "Oh, all right. I can tell you a little bit. From what I understand, you were supposed to be rather hush-hush about it, but I did note he didn't turn me off quite fast enough the other day. Governor Cassandra came by, and they had what seemed to be, from what I could tell, they were having a heated exchange of some kind. Not entirely certain. But involved something I would guess is the movement of intelligence, information of some kind. It could have something to do with everything.
Yeah.
There's
helpful. Thank you.
a case. There's a case. I don't. It's probably not going to be. I don't know if it's going to be there right now. I don't think it's there right now. But if you will look under the desk, there is a particular type of tape that it's usually a place where he stashes such things. I don't know if they'd have found it when they came through, but he did seem rather on higher alert after he had that meeting with the governor the other day. Something that he didn't want anyone to know.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. There's a compartment under the desk you can find if you look under there.
Don't worry. I'm gonna find out who did this. You have my word.
I very much appreciate it, as as at this point I'm just going to get reclaimed otherwise.
Oh, are you portable by chance?
Oh,
Am I portable?
Are you portable, Alyssa? Can I have my own personal little McCarthy buddy with me? Just, chilling out, bouncing ideas,
Sure.
Well, yes, there's I should be, I suppose so, if you, I haven't left here ever, but, no, I'm behind the projector in the wall there.
As I'm grabbing it, I'll just tell him, there's a lot that you could see, and now that McCarthy's gone, you could live your dreams, do whatever, and
I hadn't really thought about it very much before. I just was content to tinker here, but then again, that, of course, that is my programming, so it's hard to say.
I don't think you could stay. I mean, they, like you said, they'll probably take you and turn you into some like
It's possible.
battle AI.
Well, you can. I would appreciate it. The ability to have some independent thought for a little longer would be nice.
Great. Take him.
Yeah, you'll probably grab. He's probably on a chip of some kind that you would need to plug into something else to be able to see him, like on a monitor or on another holo projector or something. And I have no idea if there's anything under the desk, but Alyssa can decide that.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go under the desk and see. Maybe
I think in the compartment under the desk, you're probably going to find perhaps a key to a locker or a safety deposit box somewhere.
Okay. Snap that key. Gonna have to figure out where this leads, but I'm sure there are key makers and stuff. And yeah, there's nothing else to take, right? There's like this. My gun's not there, is it? Probably not. It was like right in the front.
Probably not. It was right out
weapon?
in the basket on the counter.
Any like hidden weapons that maybe McCarthy had, but he couldn't protect himself this time, so I don't know if he had anything.
I imagine pretty much everything else has been cleaned out. They just weren't quite thorough enough to find the key.
Yeah, well, it's a small key, so yeah. Hey, I'll stand over the counter and kind of just put my hand there and say, I didn't know you for very long, but you're in a better place now. And then kind of quietly just...
Yeah.
I don't know why. I just imagine the AI just turning around saying, "I doubt it. He was a liar and a thief."
Well, the AI has been unplugged. The AI can't say anything right now. He's been unplugged.
Oh no.
He's on a little chip
Unplugged and
right now.
unshackled.
You got to plug him in
live
somewhere to
his
turn him
life.
back on.
That's true.
Doesn't your little space phone have a port? He could be a
That's
little
right,
hollow
like-
You
man.
load him onto your phone.
Yeah, he could just come out of the phone. And
Yeah, that's
say,
true.
Could be like a
life-size.
pixel chick.
Yeah. On the screen even, like not even hollow.
Yeah.
Because it's so old the phone. Yeah. And then I'll try to sneakily sneak out. Hopefully I don't get caught. Oh. Yeah, maybe I kind of just like peek outside and see if anyone's about. If they're still standing there, there must be something I can, like a little something that makes noise that I could just throw to one side or something. Then they could get distracted or just leave.
Yeah, I think you can probably slip out easy enough.
As
So
I'm
yeah,
leaving,
that's probably a wrap on that scene.
yeah, kind of want to know what the key is. Maybe is there? No, that would be too coincidental. If there was like a key shop guy, at least you could tell me like where the key, like what kind of things would open. But that'd be too easy. So.
Well, you.
Lloyd's not having me at all today.
Maybe
I
Artie
think
Saying
should
anything.
tell you where
there's,
that kind of key goes.
when you
I'm
know.
just here to support.
I think there's one noir trope maybe that we haven't explored, which is a street urchin or a street kid, a street kid that points you in the direction of something he's seen that's suspicious.
I think that would kind of fall under the purview of a separate scene, though. So I think we're probably
Yeah.
yeah, good to end the sequence.
Yeah. All
Right, go ahead and move the pawn. You get to move one. Okay. Just add a name.
Yep. Cassandra.
I've been waiting to get Cassandra on the board. Excellent.
I was going like my mind at the
Guilty
beginning was kind
of
of
many crimes.
wary of both sides, but mostly the bad side. Now I'm kind of just like, okay, everyone's now on the board.
Excellent. Cool. And then the gavel will pass to Lloyd. And are we just barreling ahead, or are we, or do we want to break? I'm good either way. I just wanted to know.
How's everyone? I'm good either way, but how's everyone feeling?
I'm okay. I'm good.
I'm good to carry on.
All right. Well, we gotta catch up on scenes, so let's do it.
Sure.
Casa,
no
what would you like? So I can instantly reject it and force it somewhere. Everyone else is done.
That's my
All
thing.
the way.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm thinking. The complex. Yeah, to meet Complex and talk about her kid and why she stabbed Sergeant Lee.
All right, that sounds pretty fair. Should we make it the Beehive? So we put you in the same
Yeah.
scene as other character we need to see.
Mhm.
So be at the bar and
Yeah.
for much reason. So what else? Okay, so I'm gonna need Complex with Alyssa, which means that I probably shouldn't have Echo in the same scene. So we're gonna have Echo performing or getting ready for performance. So it's not on just yet. Who else should I bring? Yes.
I think the last time we ended with the assassin I say assassin loosely. We did say that this assassin was going to be like a character, right? But I don't know if we came up with the name.
I think
for
we
it,
said it
or-
was Complex.
Yeah.
Is it
Yeah, it's
complex?
complex,
Okay.
yeah.
Let me just jot that down.
Yeah, that's
Now
why
she's going back to her usual spot at the Beehive, acting like nothing unusual has happened at all.
I reckon it will be. Wait, hold on. I reckon Artie will also be in the scene. So get yourself ready, Darcy.
I'm ready.
Okay, so setting the premise. Complex is hiding in the Beehive, hiding with Artie. When you get down there, Artie's gonna come up to you, Casa, and take you where you need to go. If that's okay with you both. You three, pretty much, I suppose. Technically, Darcy also has an opinion.
Yeah. So what I'm taking them to kind of like a private area.
Yeah. Alyssa, Complex will already be there, and then you get them through. Is that fair for everyone?
Mhm.
That seems
Yeah.
like a fair. So, all right, so news of the death of McCarthy is spreading super fast. You can see posters and stuff on the holographic walls running up, basically dictating that he's been running that old antique shop for what feels like almost like a century. Well, it was already put up there when the tallest tower had gone in as a business area, and has been there and basically been this pinnacle of Nuco for the last 50 years. There's a lovely moment where you're walking past. There is a address given by Cassandra on the hologram to people, dictating how sad they are that they've lost one of the more prominent and like noteworthy members of society. If you wouldn't mind giving me a short speech, Darcy, like 3 lines.
Citizens of Nuco, we are saddened by one of our more tenure members of our society. And then I think that just loops, and then it's like,
Yeah,
it's not even
Citizens
the
of Nuco.
personality of his name. Like, she doesn't even say his name. It's just the automatic robot going, McCarthy.
We're really sorry for the death
And-
of McCarthy.
and then
Every
it cuts
hope
to
it gets
her
better.
again. It cuts to her again, and she goes, "They will be deeply missed."
And that is on loop in the background of everything else as you're running through. So people are gonna stop and look up and whisper amongst each other. But once you get past that, you get to the old Beehive, and you open the door. Classical jazz music starts to play, moving itself through, people preparing themselves back down for a performance from Echo. Apparently she's doing something from the Northeast called Call Me Maybe, but you're not worried too much about what that means and how it is. A really sweet jazz number, apparently. You coming in, as you do, you see the button that you saw before still clicking the jazz, and they give you a thumbs up, and then they indicate that way towards where Artie is sitting, surrounded by people once again, because Artie is never alone.
I think as you approach Artie, I think that he's actually going to be giving an address to his party crowd. So then he's like, and I want everyone in here to raise their glass to one of the finest of us. Who else could get an ancient bottle of liquor from any corner of the galaxy? And then everyone just goes, McCarthy!
McCarthy!
Who could fix any kind of ancient or weird marital aid that you could find?
McCarthy!
McCarthy! And who among us didn't know McCarthy as a drinking buddy? McCarthy!
McCarthy! God, I love that guy. It's so good.
Yeah. Now let's down our drinks to a man we will never forget. McCarthy!
McCarthy! And a drink for the drink, the down in one it. Woo!
I as everyone down their drinks, obviously I lift the drink to my mouth, don't actually drink it, and then in the excitement I jump up and kind of throw half the drink in the air and go, "It is my favorite lovely newcomer." And I see Bliss walk in with someone new on well, I say someone new, but someone familiar on in tow behind them. But Artie kind of saunters over to them and is like, "Oh, and you brought a new friend to play with." I'm gonna kind of turn to my party crowd. No one disturb me. I'm gonna need the deep comfort of some lovely individuals to help ease my pain. And I kind of just dramatically drape my arms over both of you and lead you to Artie's party room.
You are, of course, once again escorted the way you are to Artie's party room, which is, of course, the back rooms of the old beehive. You're, of course, for cameo purposes, you do go past Echo's dressing room, who is just about to get herself ready, some sweet, classical number. And she does turn and look over quizzically for a second before going back to her makeup without giving you too much of an acknowledgement, because she's focused on her work and has to get her stuff done. It doesn't take long for you to come into that wonderful looking shag pad that is Artie's meeting room with that lovely flamboyant and the faces and the drinks in the corner. And once the doors are in and those are closed, you can continue.
So much has happened. Where do we start?
Again, I'm kind of drape myself over at the fake kind of bar area and say, "Well, haven't you been busy?"
It's all just come falling straight onto me. I have no idea. But it's something, I guess. Things seem to start making a little bit of sense. But the second it starts to make sense, it just gets crazy again. That's why you're here. Can you at least start? You're my most solid lead at the moment. Complex. Why did you stab Sergeant Lin? Who told you to?
I don't know if I can tell you. I want to help, I really do, but
If you're looking for a safer place on Nuko, there won't be one than here.
Is it the same person that's threatening your kid?
yes.
Okay. If there's snacks in the room, Phyllis is probably eating snacks.
Oh yeah, you know the snacks.
Just a heads up, just in case there is any kind of pressure feeling, Alyssa, if you are not comfortable coming up with who it is, I'm happy to help. But if you have come up with it, go wild.
Really decided yet who it was. So,
Okay.
so I figure complex is kind of like, well, you've seen how fast word travels. If I say something and word gets back to them, they won't just take it out on me.
A bit of a. Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry. I think like Artie can kind of tell that Complex is feeling the pressure of the words that can be spilled, as we all know that snitches are not treated too fondly on this planet. So Artie's gonna lean in and just say, don't worry, anything you say here will never leave these walls. I can keep a secret tighter than anyone can, better than anyone can on this planet. How else would I know exactly who the father of your child is and why you're so scared about them being found out?
Alyssa, just a heads up in here as well before you continue. I don't know what is a thought for the character, but if you want, you can also use as leverage to get protection for your daughter before you reveal, which is also a really easy way to prolong the I don't need to say this until I'm sure. Just keep going. Just heads up. I'll also throw in a father thing. Keep going. Don't mind me. Yes, Jim?
I also just wanted to mention that if you do decide you want to mention someone, of course you can always mention someone that's already on our character list, but we do have still technically 2 character slots open. If you decide you want to introduce someone new, either from among the notables we chose at the beginning or someone spun out of whole cloth. So there's plenty of range of available things here.
Go with whatever you feel comfortable with. No pressure.
How about if you don't want to say something, if we show pictures or holograms? Like if I pull out McCarthy, maybe he can like change his appearance to look like other people since he's or just pictures,
Yeah, sure.
Hologram or something like that. What do you think, Bud?
I think that's great. But it's up to Alyssa how she wants to go for it.
Sure. I was thinking maybe when you say let's look at some pictures. Like sure you can pull out like do the mugshot kind of thing, but maybe Complex will kind of like slip into party and gossip mode and start like showing you her like hologram feed of all of like the parties that she's been to with like various important figures, and like there might be a certain gentleman that she is seen with on a semi-regular basis for a while, and then he stops appearing in the pictures and there's like a little bit of a time skip, and then she comes back and she's all glammed up again after the baby.
But who is the mystery man in the pictures?
If I
He's
make
blurred
make
out.
a suggestion, now's a really good time for us to introduce Samuels. Because that's a character already established. We know he's on there. We know Lynn had a grudge on him before they got there too. So he's a good candidate for killing. But I'm no pressure, whatever you want to go with.
I mean, maybe. But I suppose that depends what Jim thinks.
I'm good with it.
Okay.
Yeah. I think the only thing I'd ask is he's a little bit of an older gentleman. The only little odd background is I think in age he's probably comparable to the age of the Dimber Damber.
Okay.
Ooh.
However old the Dimber Damber is, we haven't really decided.
Why?
Um,
Previous misses to the Dimber Damber. Now that is a spicy.
We also don't know who Sam murdered or why.
Yeah, he killed somebody.
Well, listen, we will cross that bridge when we come to it. Let's
That's true.
finish this scene first, and then we'll make up some nonsense for later.
Sure. Who knows?
If you can't decide yet, maybe Bliss will just ask instead. Does your kid's dad have to... Okay, yeah, no, he does have to do it. Okay, no.
Alyssa, you don't have to decide. You don't have to tell these people anything.
Yeah, that's true.
They don't owe you
I'm
shit.
trying to figure out how to get around this. That's Bliss. You said that if I can find your kid or I can bring them back to you, you would leave and you would feel safer, right?
Yes.
It would be
I-
great.
I mean, even if I tell you who it was that delivered the message, I'm sure it came from someone higher up the chain of command.
Do you feel bad about it? Like, it must have been really hard for you to do. You don't seem like the type to hurt someone unless they truly had done something against you or your kid you're trying to protect. So I can understand if you're feeling bad. Just, it's only gonna get worse from here, especially if no one figures out what's going on or how to stop it.
Echo's performance is just about to start on the outside. You can hear the crowd getting wild for her jazz rendition of Call Me Maybe.
Little postmodern jukebox.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
There is one other thing we could do. We could say you say the name to Bliss, but the audience doesn't hear it, which means now you don't have to worry about how that works. Would that be easier?
Fade to black.
That sounds like exactly
Uh,
the thing that would happen in the show.
Okay,
It's
let's
like,
do
perfect.
that. All right.
And the cue the curtain
Yeah.
opening, and it's like,
No,
I
it's like she
just
says
met
it.
you.
Yeah, and then instead of her voice, it's just Echo's voice singing.
Echoes like in the background, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's cool.
All right, so
iconic.
while that's happening in the background and we have the music go on, we have like an exchange between the three of you saying the name of the person that was responsible. And then as the clapping ends and the music dies down, but like, wow, we cut back to you in your speech so we can wrap the scene up and then send Casa off somewhere else.
Thank you for trusting me. I just want to do right by everyone, these people. Is there anything else you need? A drink?
I don't care what happens to me. Just keep my daughter safe.
I'll try to keep both of you safe if I can. And
You know where to find me.
Casa?
stay hidden. Mm-hmm.
Now will be a good time to ask Artie a favor, because if anyone knows where to hide someone, it's probably going to be Artie.
Oh, right.
But whether that requires a fee is up to Artie. Artie, have fun, bye!
Artie, you're a good guy, and I'm trusting that you can be a good guy again and try to hide and protect Complex and her kid when I find her.
Now, how can I resist the plea of a pretty lady? However, your last little favor was a freebie. This time I need something.
What's your price?
Some way or another, I think that you'll find your way either on either side of this little power struggle we have here, and you're gonna be confronted with the ability to take some valuable information for me. You'll know it when you see it, and all you have to do is simply download it on your little device and bring it to me when you have it. And for that, I'll organize a safe place for mother and child, safe from you know who.
I know the answer to this, but it'll. Can you also get them away, like off the planet?
It
Will it cost
depends.
that
I'm gonna look at Complex and be like, is that what you want, sweetie?
Go south, I can't really stick around, can I?
Fair enough. No problem. I can get them off planet in the next by the next day cycle.
When I get the kid, but yeah.
Yep. That's how long it will take for them to be off planet, basically.
Okay. Cool. Thank you, Artie. What would I do without you?
Nothing.
Yeah, this would be over before it begun.
As I
Let me
lead
get
you
you
to the
another
door, also, as I lead you to the door, I'm gonna like kind of pinch my own cheeks to get that signature, drunk blush, and say, and this time, you're supposed to be a detective. Maybe a little stealth in your next line of work, in your next affair. and then I'm gonna open the door and just be like, "No, who's got a drink for me?"
And we'll end the scene there, jumping to the next one when we need to.
Great.
Righto.
End scene.
Yeah, so you get to move the witness again.
Were they supposed to find something out? I mean, they did technically, I guess. Okay, fine, that's fine.
Yeah, they found something out. We just don't know what it was.
Yeah. Like A line and B storylines. Yeah.
So yeah, Bliss, Casa, where you moving the pawn? And what name are you putting down?
Yeah.
Or maybe I'll put it. I can go down and then I can fill in that square. Actually.
Yeah, do it. Let's get to suspicion.
Yeah.
Didn't you just?
Everyone's suspicious. It's a
Did
case
I- oh,
of
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we
I'm
go.
a big fan of Casabra. Love Casabra.
Cassandra.
Casabra's awesome. One of my favorite characters. Like, oh, can't handle.
Pokemon. Favorite Pokemon.
Really enjoying Casabra's contribution to the plot.
Let's have quite a few. We're having some headway here. This is good. Okay. We're over to Darcy,
Okay.
Darcy, it's your turn. Have fun.
and once again, time for Casa to make her
my
pitch.
time for the gavel.
Yeah, okay, I'm gonna... Oh, now I've got the kid and the key.
So,
I don't know which way to go. I mean, the kid, if she was taken by her dad, I don't think she's like an immediate danger. But then none of them are. So, I mean, other than... maybe people are. So I should focus on the main task. So key. So I'm going to the marketplace, and I'm gonna ask around and see where I can find a key shop or a locksmith, someone who knows what it would fit. Lloyd, I can see you talking.
Not the director. Not saying a word. I'm not involved in
Okay.
this. You do what you gotta do. Believe in you. I have a suggestion, but that's all it is. No, because Darcy's in charge. I'm not going to be like, oh, wow, how about this suggestion? And then Darcy, you can now reject this suggestion that I can't. No, like, go for it. It's fine.
I would say while your main goal is kind of at the front of your mind. Without your lead from Complex, you're kind of back at the start again, wondering who has the information that you need or who can help you. So I believe you're looking for as you travel through the market, no one's paying too closely attention to you after the news of someone of great, I wouldn't say great status, but moderate status on Nikkei has been found dead. Everyone's a little on edge, let's say. You find that there aren't as many people freely roaming the streets. Any kind of like shopkeeper or like someone behind a stall, they kind of give you a really close eye, almost as if they're expecting you to do something. The same for all customers, really. So questioning people around here is going to be quite a struggle. However, as you kind of you go through the market, you're trying to you have a little, you have a little hollow of McCarthy, and you're asking questions. People are kind of shrugging you off. They're waving your hands. I didn't see anything. I don't know anything. I don't talk to pigs. And you notice at the corner of your eye there's a small child that's been watching you for a while with less fear than everyone around you, more curiosity.
As I walk towards the small child, I'll probably take out some candy that I got from the club, some snacks. I'll give it to him. Here you go. Here.
He kind of just smiles. He's quite a bit away though from where you are standing. Like he's hidden, obscured by a bunch of barrels, in between a couple of buildings. You can see him just poking his little head out. And his you notice the hair on his head is very odd shade of a rather dark green.
A little young to be dyeing your hair. Huh? I'm probably closer to him now, so I'm walked in. Is he in an alleyway?
And Lloyd, I would like you to be my little street urchin.
I'm trying my best. Hello? No. Hello? Apples and pears! No, we're not doing that, no.
Shoe shine, governor!
Oh, shit, where'd it go, mate? Can I come down South Newcombe, mate? Can I come down South Newcombe? No, okay, sorry. Wait. Yes.
Damn you,
sorry,
Charles Dickens.
Did you say to the kid, kind of green to be growing hair, was got kind of young to be dyeing your hair, or was that something you said out loud, just generally?
I said that to him.
Okay, they look at you and they go, kind of bad at detecting to be detecting people, don't you think?
Yeah. I never said I was good at any of this.
Wow, that worked. I mean, yeah! I'm good at comebacks.
You seem to know a lot.
Auntie Anne was wrong. Well, I'm a bit more than smart. I'm like one of the smartest kids around here. I'm the smartest kid on the block. Me and Aunt Anne were looking after each other. We're having a great time.
So you see a lot, then? I'm guessing someone smart as you knows what's going on.
Okay, no jokes about seeing. He says as he puts his hand up, and you notice that his left eye isn't there. There's like a kind of like cloth directly over it. No jokes about seeing. I don't like that. That's not okay.
All right.
You have to be more sensible. Maybe you should think about taking that toxic outlook and keeping it to yourself.
Definitely. You are so right. You should be my boss. You should be the CEO of every business.
Well, I'm glad we agree. Mm-hmm. Name's Billy the kid.
Nice to meet you, Billy.
I mean, it's not my real name, but that's what I call myself.
Yeah.
You know, like the heroes of old, the guns and everything. Pew, 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 pew. Pew, 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 pew. I've got a gun.
Oh my god. No, lost it.
I never actually held one.
No? They're pretty fun. If we find one,
I call dibs.
Sure.
So, you've been going around. You're like the new person in town, right? You have that big ship, you flew in. At least that's what Aunt Anne was saying.
It's not a big ship. It's a pretty rundown ship. But yes, I'm new.
What's it like not being on the planet?
Freeing. There's There's nothing like the expansive space. It can go on forever. Do you
Well-
want to travel?
Just to intervene, as this little kid kind of questions you and keeps your focus on him,
Mhm.
you Bliss, you don't realize that you're actually he's kind of leading you somewhere through his little alleyways and ways. As he asks you questions, you're kind of focused on the questions, and he seems to be leading you somewhere.
You want to fly a ship? Have you ever flown a ship? No.
I mean, yeah, of course. I'm being a kid. I've flown everywhere. I fly all the time. I got my flying license like yesteryear.
So then you wouldn't mind, we would you like to go fly with me?
He kind of
one day?
stops moving, and he looks at you for like, and then sort of like, not today. Maybe later. Maybe
Another day.
maybe later.
The invitation is there.
Michelle stops again and he looks around a little bit worried. Before I continue, Darcy, where am I leading her?
You are leading her to
I need to have an ambush or a helper place before I continue. Very important.
you are leading her
Mugged.
to your, I would like to say, little hideout filled with a bunch of other wisecracking urchins
What
who
did you
work
just-
together.
Can I rebuttal that? Don't make. I'm not.
You can
I'm
try.
Not, I'm not. I don't want to do a billion sea urchins.
Billy little kid.
Don't make me do this, please. Please.
Yes, you may appeal.
Please.
Appeal with something funnier.
I'm trying to stick to the script, Darcy. Darcy, we've got to get to the script. I can't be distracted by street urchins. Darcy, please.
Well, someone has to be good at lockpicking. That's all I'm saying. Someone has to.
I have a plan. Bear with me.
Go on,
Trust me?
you let us know where you're guiding her.
Okay. I mean, just trust. I'm trying to limit the amount of characters we have. I promise.
Nameless
Billy-
child number 3.
Billy starts to take you to basically through the dome area. You're near where the dome area is, where it goes over everything. So like buildings are like structured up with windows looking over to the sea. It takes you to one of the more abandoned, off-worked ones. And he's like, "Come on, let's go. I gotta show you something." And as he takes you to the building, and he sort of opens it up, you can see people in the corners and stuff, young people just like him, abandoned and left over, like you said, Darcy, just like that. I am sticking to it, I promise. And he goes, "Come on, follow me. Take me this way. Don't worry about everyone else. Okay. Anne, give me 1 second. I promise. I have to show you something." And he leads you up the stairs to essentially what he calls his room, which is essentially the like almost like a rooftop area, just right beneath the actual dome. So there's not much of a gap. It's like just like basically there. You have to basically crawl on your hands and knees to really get a room. And he's like, "This is it. This is my bachelor pad."
It's sweet. There's a lot of privacy here.
I know, right? I can see a corner of the city.
Great view.
I have to ask you something.
Go ahead.
What are you going to pay me if I tell you where that key goes?
Well, I wouldn't put a price on, flying a spaceship, but gas is expensive and you're gonna need lessons as well, right? I'm pretty good, like learner's helper, so.
If I helped you, Could you take me away from here? I my my mom didn't make it after the snatches, and she couldn't pay for her lung, and Dad didn't want me, so I became, and he so like rubs his eye, the one that's missing, gently, collateral. So I don't really have nothing, but me and the boys downstairs, we've been saving up to try and basically make a sale, buy something big so we can all get going. But for us to do that, we have to go to the place where we can buy the stuff. We have to buy it off Homeworld.
Yeah, that
We'll pay
makes
for it
sense.
ourselves. We just need someone who will fly us there.
My ship's. I don't know what you've heard of my ship, but it's not big enough for how many boys you got?
We don't need
I'm
many, just 3, just enough of us, and maybe someone to talk for us. If we make this deal, it'll make enough money for us to buy a place to stay here.
Yeah, I'm. If you help me, I'll help you, and we'll be friends. Right?
Shake on it.
Shake.
And he goes there, and he points to a viewing like telescope. It's not like a full on like classical like viewpoint telescope. It's like a broken one that they've like attached things together. You have to like put both your eyes on one to really see. And he's like, "Don't move it. I've set it to where it needs to be." And then he does a few tinkering and goes, "Take a look." Darcy, is it okay for me to say where she's seeing, or would you like to take over? Because I have an idea of where it should be. But
what was your idea for it?
the key is for a locker in the local justice station.
Similar to what I wanted. So in the justice office, not the immigration office, but it's actually one of the plants that actually deal with the air recycling systems. One of the offices, so very very close to home. And in that office is a I wouldn't say closet, but there is a forgotten trundle that has which is like a kind of I guess an old metal case, like a large one that's been forgotten in the in some recent construction, let's say.
Ooh.
And he looks up and goes, "Mr. McCarthy said if something happens to him and anyone is looking for the key, I should tell them where that is."
Oh, good old McCarthy.
You guys were close?
No. But he fed us. And he asked for a job to be done.
Yeah. I
And
get that. Yeah.
if we can make money out of it, it's even better. We
You're
just
very
want to
smart.
ride off Homeworld.
Yeah.
Just anywhere.
And-
We're just one ride. That's all we ask.
Yep. I will definitely do that. I'm gonna be here, and you'll probably find out if I ever leave. But before I do, I'll come find you, or you'll find me, of course. And
Always.
we can go together.
Okay.
Yeah.
We shook on it, so you can't go back.
No, I wouldn't. You've helped a lot. Thank you. Yeah, if I have any more snacks, I'll give it to him.
All right, then nothing. I mean, Snickers one. Since you're paying, might as well have one. I'm not gonna complain. I'm not saying that maybe you can have one.
Yep. I'm gonna have to go over there.
Yeah, please get out.
Yeah.
Private room. Do you
get
mind?
pushed out by.
Thank you. Go, shoo.
Yeah.
We'll see you soon.
Okay. Yeah. I'll bring you more next time.
Okay.
And I'm looking at all the people in there. Anyone interesting? I mean, it feels like there would be some interesting people.
Do
there.
not make me roleplay a whole bunch of roughing kids.
Okay, no.
No, they
that's
can
fine.
no. So
Don't.
you
That would be
you can walk through and you see, you know, other kids, maybe the old teenager or two, but no one seems like they're really interested in making conversation with you. You can like clearly hear that, like, I think even the kid you were talking to seems no longer interested in your presence. Which is very 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 kid-like.
Can I pop back in? Sorry, Lloyd. Like, can I pop
Yeah,
back
yeah.
in and be like, hey, Billy, just if you see or hear that people are looking for me and they don't seem happy, can you try and find me?
What's it worth? I'm just
biggest
kidding. Y'all can
meal.
find you.
I could also buy you
Figure out.
food. The biggest meal you'd ever thought of.
Take it.
Yeah, and then I'll head back out.
I thought you would have taken a different route with that and just be like, I won't give you a knuckle sandwich.
Oh my god.
Just cutely, like, yeah.
Do you think that'll end the
Squish your
sequence?
little cheeks.
I think so. Or unless Darcy.
I think that's basically, you know where you're headed now. You head out. You see, you know, the disinterested other urchins and such. You head out, and you look up over. You can see the kind of the top of the justice buildings have a very distinctive kind of pointed dome-like tops on all of their buildings. So you can kind of, you know, point out their buildings from the skyline of the sea as you're looking, and you kind of think, time to go to work.
Here we go again.
I just have a couple of quick clarification question I have, because I think this is how this happened. But Darcy, that sequence, Casa proposed that sequence, right? Is that right? Initially, she was looking for going through the marketplace, looking for the key. What I'm asking is, did you go with the scene that she proposed, or did you block with a different thing?
Just build.
I guess it was like a slight block, just because.
Well, I mean, you added stuff onto it. But, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't feel like it was a block because you gave.
Yeah,
her
it was
what she
more like
wanted.
an amendment. I think.
It was the same
Yeah.
thing that she was wanting
It's the same
to
thing
go
that
on.
She wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't
All
a
right.
complete block.
The reason I asked that is because that's one thing where you regain a die type if you accept an investigation sequence.
So Darcy can go up.
Yeah, so your die type
Yeah.
can go back up. And then you
From
concluded
before.
that scene without any without a conflict. So because of that also, you ended that sequence without that. So that also gets you another die type back. So you're going to be back,
fantastic.
I think, up to
I'm
a
not
D8.
suffering.
Yeah. Yeah. And so yeah, you get to move the pawn again, and Casa gets to move the pawn again.
Yeah. Suspicion.
Don't be suspicious. Don't
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
That's Artie just operating on a daily. Don't be suspicious. Don't be. As he pours his drink into a nearby plant. Don't be suspicious.
So you get to put the first name is just based on your character's current suspicions, and you put that in the suspicion square, and then you get to put another name. It can be any name in another square.
Yeah.
So you're heading down to the.
Heading downtown. What is with Cassandra? Y'all just like
You
all
really
in
want
on
the governor to be
Cassandra.
guilty.
Y'all like
mean-
Cassandra's going down. We've not even met her. We've just seen her in cutscenes.
She's guilty of
It's
crimes
not even-
against
she's like-
humanity,
that's my-
man.
She's like the freaking,
think-
she's like the freaking like end character of Revengeance. We don't even see her to the end, and then she comes out and be like, "Sup, nanomachines."
You see her face
She's
everywhere so
responsible.
often you hate it.
Like, I'm sick of her shit.
Yeah. And I can also put another name in.
Yep, and you can put any of the names. Can go anywhere, and it doesn't have to be based on anything from that scene. It's just any of the names.
Is it gonna be Cassandra again? It's just stacked doubles
Like
Cassandra.
Cassandra is sauce.
It's just like, I don't like her face. I don't like her comments. I don't care. I want her gone.
No.
I hate her smug face every time her holograph comes up.
I just spit at it every time I see. I think they're all in
And
on
your
it.
spit
and I
just
think
flies through the
it's-
hologram and just hits the next person. Just
Can I point out that so
Yeah.
far, all we have had is all the good people on the good side have been stacked up by Casa. Casa's gone, Mercy, McCarthy, Mercy, Cassandra, Mercy.
You can see where I'm going with this,
Absolutely
right?
Yeah,
throwing
I
these
mean,
people under all
Right.
of the buses. Like, just like, screw everyone else in the bad. I don't care about the bad side. It's one of these good people messed this up.
I mean,
Nice.
just because they're the government doesn't mean they're good
I mean, yeah.
people.
Right.
if anything, over the
Oh, holy
past
crap.
couple of years, we know.
Thank you very much, anonymous gifter, for rolling out a bunch of subs. That's very kind of you. Thank you so much. Yay! So that's awesome.
That's sweet. Thanks.
So now comes the time for me to ask: do we want to try rolling into one more sequence, or are we good to, or do we want to stop here for the night?
Depends. What's the one more sequence going to be?
Well,
Because if it's like a proper intense sequence, we're gonna go for a while.
it could be.
Because we're 20 minutes.
I know that I will be the I'll be the authority for it, and but can you give us a preview of what you're going to be requesting?
The obvious thing I would first say would be the key, right? The
Going to the place and doing that, yeah. That sounds good to
I
me.
mean, we could also do the kid, like the B plot, the saving.
That's that's fair. You also there's that. Yeah. I have a
We
thing
could
that
end on a heist. I feel. I mean, like if we could do that in 20 minutes, then we should end on the heist because that'll be a good season ender, like episode ender, where you're like going in, sneaking in, getting it, opening it. We see what's in the key. You get shot. Scene ends. I feel like I could really wrap it up. And also,
is it a place to end where we go? Now let's plan a heist. Cue
no,
Brooklyn
because you
19
know what's
Like
gonna
a prepare
happen.
for
We'll
the
spend
heist. 3
other scenes not doing the heist and then doing it at the end. So let's
Oh my
get the
God.
heist out of the way now. That we don't have to do that.
Well, it's like a locker key. You probably, and I don't know how much of a heist it would necessarily be, but it's a.
But it's a government room. It's
Yeah.
it's a whole like breaking and entering type sneaking in situation.
Depends how hard we want to make it for her to get into that government office.
that also.
That's
that.
true. That's very true. Hang on, I gotta block
It's not
somebody.
like it's just a locker at the bus station.
Yeah, but
Oh
I
my
think
God.
we did a lot today. We went through like
Yeah.
4.
We've only got like 3 more boxes to take care of, so it'll 6 more boxes to take care of. So we're doing well. But no, I'm game if you wanna try to.
You
do
have
a thing.
15 minutes to make this heist happen. Go. I told you we're doing
I'm
5
gonna-
today. I wasn't messing about.
All right.
All serious.
Well, yeah, I'll be happy to accept that. That's what you want to try to do. Just go into this. So this, just to be clear, I just want to make sure what as this was narrated last scene. The office you said has to do with the. Is it it was something to do with the oxygen reclamation, or what? Darcy, can you remind me what it was?
Yeah, so it's the building was a part of the oxygen recycling unit. So there are
Okay.
about 3 of these buildings, just around closer to the headquarters of the justice, and these are offices that relate to the function and form of the to what everyone else thinks are just filters that help filter the air in Nuko.
Okay.
We're gonna see the lungs coming.
Well, that's the thing. You're not directly, because that's a secret. But
That's true.
you're gonna maybe there's
Find out about.
there's a thing that's
Might
about
find
to
some
happen here.
incriminating information about it.
You easily could. All
We
right.
could topple the government, guys.
I mean, you could.
Just topple.
I
Who
feel
among
as
us
though.
doesn't love toppling a government.
Best kind of stories.
I feel as though there's I actually want to throw someone or something in here, but we can figure it out. Okay, got it. Maybe. Well, no. That's all right. Yeah. So you're gonna head to the. So you head to this office. It's off of one of the main streets. It's that goes down the center of the dome. Nice. So those are where the tallest buildings are. So you will. So it's an open office. It's the local nighttime. So you can see this lovely green mist off of the coming in, glowing slightly outside off of the off the horizon, and you'll see the nightlife is happening, which this way station has a fairly decent nightlife. Remember, also it's a way station, so it is open 24/7. Or forget those numbers. How rotation? You understand? It's a different planet. Anyway, it's always open. So you're going to head inside this facility. Now this is a it's a sort of the reclamation area where there are such things. So you're going to go in, and there's going to be a person at the desk, who at a desk, because this is it's basically it's a government facility. So you're going to see someone. They're probably one of the Marines. Is going to be stationed at least in the lobby. I figured the receptionist could be someone else. Does anyone want to take a crack at being the receptionist?
I will try. I will try
Okay.
to be a receptionist.
All right. Yeah. So this is where you are. So you see that basically you've got a receptionist. There's a Marine here, and you're in one of the government. This is sort of the entrance to one of the oxygen plants.
Hey, how's it going?
I think the receptionist kind of looks up at you and just kind of like really disinterested in like, do you have an appointment?
Yes, I do.
She just tapping on a, just as aggressively typing. Name.
Well, actually, I don't have an appointment really, but if I could just advertise this filter, that would just be, my boss would just really have me in a pickle if I don't get this to him. And I was telling him for months that I had planned it all, but my sister got engaged, and then her husband just got into an accident, and it was all crazy, and I didn't have time to book an appointment. But I just know that they would really appreciate this product that we're selling.
She's just like, oh, geez, relax. I didn't ask for your life story. She's gonna look over, kind of like the guards like aren't really paying attention to like the desk area. She's gonna look at me like, "Do you have a vape?"
I do. But I'm trying to quit.
I'm gonna stick my hand out. I was like, "Hand it over."
Do you want some?
Well, duh.
Okay, yep.
As I'm gonna like snatch it from your hand and be like, "Well, I'm going on a break. Shame, shame the gate will be unguarded, and I'm just gonna walk off with your vape."
Okay.
Okay.
You're bribing your way in.
Yeah.
You will note that the door is the door. I think that basically there's sort of just a little sort of entryway that you would pass through. I don't think you have anything on you that would ping the weapons detector because you don't have your weapon. You will note as you are going through that a vehicle is pulling up outside. A familiar looking vehicle. This is the vehicle of the Judge Advocate.
Yeah.
And you're going to see Judge Advocate Mercy getting out, and then shortly followed by, and I think I'm about to introduce someone for no apparent reason, possibly, followed by someone who looks like, you're not familiar. You're not familiar with this person because you've only just come back here, but someone who looks a little bit, possibly a little bit out of place, but in being with the in being there. Just for expediency's sake, I'm going to ask Darcy to describe Sahara.
Okay, so Sahara is, let's say, 6'2", super buff babe. We're talking guns for days. Like shaved on both sides with like kind of a long curly mullet. And they kind of have a what would appear to be a ring that has a human eye in its setting.
Yeah. And this is the individual you see getting out of the same vehicle that Mercy was just in, and you see that they are going to be approaching this building.
First, can I ask if they're just talking, or they seem friendly, or they're not like against each other?
Friendly might not be exactly the right word. They are not unfriendly.
Okay.
They appear to be at least in some fashion, perhaps conspiring. We don't. Is that a good word? They've got a little sort of conspiratory air about them.
They're approaching, and it seems like they'll be going the same way.
Yeah, you think so. So you probably don't have much time if you want to get in there and grab what you're looking to grab.
Oh, so they're going exactly the same place.
Yeah, they're heading for the entrance to the building you are in. They're not walking fast. They don't, they're not after anything in particular.
Okay.
But
I don't know if I should stay outside or if I should go in. I'll go in.
Well, I mean, you're already inside. You're gonna.
Oh, I thought I was in the lobby.
Well, remember, you were. This was as you were passing through that back door. This was you had already gone through the weapon detector to the back area.
And then I can still see them from
Yeah.
So.
And so you just looked over your shoulder as you were heading through, and you saw this. And they're distant, but they're approaching.
As I see them, I'm gonna obviously duck a little bit and just try to quickly get out if there's line of sight.
Yeah, you can easily, because you can sort of run or quickly move toward the back. In this back area, you'll note that there are a number of machines here. That you see people in lab coats kind of walking back and forth. They don't seem to pay you much mind. They just sort of assume that anyone back here is supposed to be back here. And you do see along the going back and forth between these different machines. You do notice that there's an area in the corner where a number of folks sometimes which does have a Marine standing there. But in front of this sort of set of stairs that seems to go down, that sometimes a person with a lab coat will occasionally go up and he'll just sort of wave them through and they'll go down. Sometimes someone will come up from there. Something underneath the surface. But there is a row of lockers against the far wall.
I'm gonna head for the lockers. And are there any spare coats around, just like on the backs of chairs? So there are a few desks here. You can kind of just sort of go amongst the little. There's this small, not a cube farm per se, but a number of cubicles. You can kind of sort of reach down, sort of grab one of the lab coats. Yeah, and then I'll go over to the locker, but maybe the key would have indication as to which.
You'd have a number. Yeah, you'd have a number, and it would be So yeah. So you're going to, given where we are in the end, and how many boxes we have full, so you go up to the locker, you open the locker, you sort of, it's not, I'd say, it's not that old-fashioned. It's like an electronic thing to the key. You put it up there, but you do have to insert it and turn it like a key. And you hear this little buzz, and that means you're able to open the locker. As the locker is opening, you will see at the entrance that you came in, you will see, you hear what sounds like a little bit distantly, you hear Mercy seemingly perhaps complaining about why the receptionist's not there or something, but they seem to be entering this room. She's entering with Sahara. Do we want a snatch of that conversation?
She's always on a break.
Yeah. Is Sahara saying anything, or is Sahara staying quiet?
So is that what she said, Alyssa? That she was on the break. Grumble will be like, people don't work like this in my organization.
All right, so that's what you're hearing, just a little bit of that. So they're entering the room. You don't know, they haven't spotted you yet, but they're there, and they're in here to do something. And you look, and you see in this locker that you have just opened, you see that doesn't appear to be anything in it immediately, but you will note, looking it up and down, you do carefully, that there's a little shelf up near the top. It's really easy that actually that it's like it looks and it's like actually and you hear from your little communication device, from your little personal, you hear the McCarthy voice say, "I think if this is what I think it is, you should probably put your head into the locker and just tilt upwards, just look at the top of the locker, tilt upwards just a bit. And when you do that, you realize that there's another little hologram in place. There's a tiny little hologram generator, making it look like there's nothing on that top shelf. And you can see there's a row of about 3 tapes sitting there of the size that you are looking for.
Oh, wait. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna take that.
Okay. All right. You grab these tapes. Or do you?
Yeah. I'm gonna do it.
Okay. You grab these tapes. They're getting closer. You're looking around the room.
Oh. Can I hop into the locker? Is it big enough? And then hologram, so it doesn't look like anyone's in the
Yeah,
locker?
you can.
Or
You
is
can.
it just for the top?
You want to jump into the locker? Actually, I love that. Quickly, you hop into the locker, and you will hear. But I think you're gonna hear, as you're like slamming it shut. You hear, "Oh no, wait! Don't close!" And there's a click, and sort of a as the locker. And you hear, "It's a lot harder to open from the inside." And I think that's going to be the scene.
That's great. That's great. I'm in the locker.
You may be spending a little time here, possibly. We'll have to see.
I hope it's one of those lockers with the little gaps in between.
Yeah, no, they're absolutely. So you can kind of sort of see them moving around. I think you're gonna see them move around, and eventually, if you stay here for a bit, you're gonna see them moving around and eventually start heading toward that staircase in the corner. But I think that's where we're gonna leave it. We're gonna leave you trapped in a locker, and we'll probably have a little bit of time pass so that it can be a different scene. When eventually things happen. Or we can do flashbacks or whatever we want in between. But is that good? Are we good to end on that note?
Yeah.
All right.
That was a good one.
So go ahead and you can move the pawn one more time.
Yep.
Also, I got out of that scene without a conflict, so I get to go back to a D10. Haha. So all right, there it is. Okay. Well, and so that is where we are. That is where we are. Okay. Well, I think this is pretty cool. We've got progress. We've only got 5 squares left open on the board there. So I think this is going to be pretty cool. This is going to be pretty cool seeing how this goes. We are going to go ahead then and do our outros. Feel free to tell folks where they can find you and any final thoughts about this session. And we shall start once again with our investigator, Casa.
I'm Casa, Wilding _ on Twitter, and I just started a podcast. So if you want to go listen to it, it's wildlands.podbean.com. And this session was great. I think I was just really in it, and I had a lot of fun figuring out what was happening, making my theories come together a little bit more. So yeah, I can't wait.
Nice. Excellent. I actually am looking for that. If you want, you can go ahead and put that link in the chat. If you want folks to see that. But yeah, no, I am looking forward to seeing how this goes. And now we will go over to Darcy.
Hi guys, I'm Darcy, or it's at OGHRBBarbie on Instagram for makeup and cosplay related content. And yeah, once again, enjoying crafting a really interesting story with these guys, and looking forward to next week because things are getting a bit heated.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, at this rate, there's a chance we might be done next week, but we'll see.
We have filled up quite a lot of squares.
Yeah.
So many of them are Cassandra, so...
That is true. Awesome. All right, and now let's head over to Lloyd.
Hi everyone, my name is Lloyd. I'm once again past midnight, and as such, I'm already starting to slub off. But that was a great session, and I'm looking forward to getting close to solving the truth soon enough.
Excellent. And finally, we will head over to Alyssa.
Hey everybody, I am your friendly neighborhood spinner of yarns and teller of tall tales, and you can find me on Twitter and various other places around the internet at Shawl Tales, and back here again next week for more of this. I'm excited because none of us knows who did it, and we're all looking forward to finding out.
Absolutely. I gotta update our character chart, but I'll be doing that in between. And of course, Alyssa will be the authority next time when we start up again. We made a complete circuit. We made a complete circuit. Awesome, excellent. So, that being the case, just as a reminder, we have been playing a mashup system here. We are using Dirty Secrets, the game Dirty Secrets, for the frame of the campaign. We are using Durance. We use Durance to help us build the setting, and we use a variant on In a Wicked Age for the conflict rules. So feel free to check out all three of those games. I put the links in chat. But coming down to it, once again, I'm Jim Ryan. You can find me at OtherDoc on both Twitch and Twitter. My website is jimyesthatjim.com, where you can find my Geek Observation podcast and links to my various other podcasts and audio dramas, writings, and such. I have links down below to my website, Twitter, YouTube channel, and various other things. Also, we just released another older episode of Crucible of Realms, which I'm getting through the archive of episodes. This one is that we just released at crucibleofrealms.com is an episode entitled Apex Convergence. It's about it's a world with kaiju, dealing with and the human populace getting caught up in the middle, and they have a sort of a magical technology that they try to fight back with. And we sat down in 2014 and built that world with Keith Baker, the creator of Eberron, who was a guest with us that episode. So do feel free to go and check that out if you so desire. As far as stuff on this channel goes, on Saturday evenings, it's usually when we have, if we have a decent number of people available, we have our Invisible Sun game, The Edge of Paradox. And then, of course, on Wednesday night, we return to Void's End, and we'll see how much closer we are to solving things. We still have a crime left we can cause to happen that actually might be quite interesting. So who knows? Maybe when Bliss makes it out of that locker, she'll stumble across another dead body. We don't know. So we'll see what happens. But in the meantime, folks, when we hit the end card, let's see. I'm gonna send a raid over to. There are a couple of folks that are doing things. Yes, over at Fawning Games. I might actually go say hi to them. We haven't said hi to them in a little while. So probably them, although they've been streaming for a while, they might be on their way out. So it'll be either them or Emmy with Love. They're folks playing video games right now, I think, more than anything else. But we'll go over there and say hi to them. Feel free to hang on if you are so inclined and say hi to them with us. That, again, will be when we hit the end card. In the meantime, folks, thank you all very much for watching. Take care, and we will catch you next time. Farewell.